Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today I have a very special guest. He's a friend of mine from Philadelphia, Udi Sampat. He's an actor, entertainer, the karaoke legend. I'm so proud to call him my friend, and I'm very excited for him to meet you guys. Hey Udi, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing well, thank you. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You are so welcome.
Yeah.
I think you're such an inspiration. I love how you're an actor, you're an entertainer, you're the karaoke legend, and I'd love for you to tell everyone a little about yourself.
Well, the whole karaoke thing, that's, I could write a book on that. I went back, goes all the way back to when I was 19 years old.
Wow, really?
And I've always had a thing for music. I've always had a thing for entertaining, and I used to beat my belly when I was like 5 years old when I went to India. I mean, that was crazy. But anyway, so I was in district choruses in elementary school, and then I don't know, like I was with my friends and I was 19, and I felt cool. Like we went to this karaoke bar and I felt cool because we could get in there underage. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm just like, I'm doing my thing, and they had that Chumbo Mama Chub Thumping song, and like I felt.
Oh, I get knocked down.
It's like I get knocked down, but I get up again, and like I just like literally fell down and I got up again, and like yeah, that's how like my whole karaoke thing started.
And you saw the audience reaction, and you really liked.
Yeah, and like I was with some of my closest friends. Yeah, it was a good time, and ever since then I've just loved karaoke.
So what's your favorite song to do for karaoke?
Well, I got a couple of favorite songs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the best song, honestly, at the end of the night is to do Baby Got Back.
Of course.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's like, especially like, 1:30 or 2 in the morning when everybody's hammered. But, I'll start out sometimes with Hot, Hot, Hot by Buster Poindexter, which I actually did on a show on America's Got Talent.
You know what? I actually want to say that I saw that, and yes.
What did you think about it? Yeah.
Just like when I saw you did Hot, Hot, Hot at a bar in Hollywood, and you had the entire bar dancing, ole-oleing, and clapping. When I say the entire bar, the staff, everyone.
They were all like...
Everyone. So when I saw it on America's Got Talent, it was the same exact type of thing. It was just, I wasn't there, but we were all still olaying and just like, shimmying, and you have an energy about you that when you get up in front of an audience, it's just inevitable that the audience is going to react to what you're doing. And oh yeah, I've seen it. It was great.
And the thing is, if people are like older people, like they might even take fancy to Sinatra. So I'll bust out a little New York, and throw a little curveball.
Okay.
But then like I even picked up on La Bamba, and I think that the La Bamba thing was ironically, because people think I'm Mexican. And I mean, everywhere I go, like I'll go to, like I was at a convenience store the other day, and I walk in, and he asked me for ID because I was buying a bottle of vodka, and he says, like, why do you have an Indian name? Like I thought you were Jose or something because you slicked your hair back. And I'm like, what, really? And like he was like, yeah, and like he's like, you have an Indian name? I'm like, well, because I'm Indian. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what did he say? Like,
He was like, oh wow, like, oh, okay. So, and then he was trying to talk to me in Hindi, and I was talking to him in Hindi, and I was telling him like, yeah, I've broken Hindi because I learned it from the movies.
So did you grow up speaking Hindi at all at home, or
a little bit Hindi, and then there's another state language called Gujarati, and then there's like another town language. Like they have like 8 billion languages over there. So, but I know about 2 or 3 of them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I don't know it like I know English because I grew up in America. I was from like the New York, Jersey area, and then moved to the suburbs of Philadelphia when I was young. So, yeah.
Right, because I know you from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
We worked obviously together years ago in Philly.
I put a claim on the Eagles, so I have to.
Oh, yes.
That's the city I rep.
Of course.
But I rep a lot of different cities. I rep New York. I rep Philly. I rep Orlando. I rep Miami.
Now LA.
And Mumbai too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, when you were growing up, though, in all of those different cities, what was it like? Were there a lot of Indians in your area? Was it like was your family around a lot of other Indian families?
You know what? To be honest with you, like my family per se, like we didn't really have like a big Indian circle, but we did when we were with my uncle's family because they had a huge Indian circle. A lot of the Indians were like in the Jersey, New York area more so. Where we lived in the suburbs of Philly, not as much. So I wasn't really in that circle. You know, I was like one of the colored people in my area.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and which it kind of brings to the whole cultural diversity and generational diversity, because not only being a different generation than my parents, but then you have the cultural conflicts, and now you're like kind of fighting this old-fashioned the Indian culture at home, and then you're fighting versus like the modern day American culture, which is pretty it's hard to really explain unless you've been through it.
Right.
But it's like there's certain ways that are accepted in one culture may not be accepted in another. And then when you try to pose it to like the modern culture, or and with kids being the way they are, it's not understood, so it's different, so it's made fun of. So things like that.
Now, did your family want you to associate with more Indian kids? I know you said there weren't a lot in your area, but did you go to activities or have like a community group or some type of?
Not really. They didn't really emphasize it all that much. They just kind of let me. I mean, they're pretty liberal with me. They just kind of let me grow up as I grew up, and they wanted me to kind of be acclimated into society. But there was also certain things that might have been not really encouraged. I don't think it was really talked about much because we didn't really talk about it as much. But it was maybe. The idea of I wasn't as open as I probably I saw like maybe my friends, how they might have been with their parents, because it's just I felt maybe that I was different, or my ideals or my thinking might be different because of the culture that I'm growing up in, as opposed to the old country.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And now you said you felt a little different. Did you feel different in other ways as well when it came to how you were raised, or when you were growing up in school? Were there any other Indian kids in your class in school, or
not really? But like I would have like people asking me, oh, like do you work in a 7-Eleven, or like
yeah.
And I think one time I said no, but I might be working at the hotel you might stay at.
Oh, right. The owner of the hotel.
Like the Patel guy or whatever.
Right.
And I'd be like, oh yeah, the slushy machine is broken, because there was like that Simpsons episode.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I don't know. I just adopted that. I know that that's like really cliche, so I'm not gonna go on about it. But yeah, and then I think one time on the school bus, like some kid like told me that I could look like the color of his diarrhea.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of crazy. And then
He'd never seen brown people before?
Yeah. I mean, I guess not. So like I took a jab at him, and like I think I like got him on the floor on the school bus. And next thing you know, I was suspended from school.
Wow. Yeah. You got suspended.
Yeah, but it was worth it.
I'm sure. I'm sure it was. Now, were your parents happy about that?
I think they understood.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I was in like 3rd or 4th grade.
Oh, okay. So you were rightfully in the right for being a child and defending yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it happened, and I mean, I don't think they're mad, but I think they didn't really know what to say.
Right. And he was rude.
I mean, you don't tell somebody that, like...
No. One thing I have noticed since the last time I've seen you, Udi, was that you've lost a significant amount of weight.
Hey, let me tell you, it isn't easy. I mean, I used to be really fat, and one of the things that contributed to that, though, is it's like ever since the get-go, when I was about 6, like I'd come home from school and my mom would make me 2 boxes of mac and cheese.
Was it delicious?
Oh, it was great. Mm-hmm. But like she would not only like mac and cheese, she would put cream cheese in it.
Oh wow!
So I would like come home, I'd be eating like this mac and cheese, and then there would be dinner.
Right.
So like and then she would make so much food, so there would be food in the fridge. There'd be food everywhere. So like I'm like sitting here like $1.67 and I'm 13 or something.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like I was like, yeah, I was a big dude, and so I got I just was naturally fat.
Do you think?
And of course I got backlash. Not only being different but also being fat. Was like a more reason for kids to like make fun of me. And yeah. So, but like I didn't really change my ways, and my dad would always say, "You need to go work out," and I would be like, "Okay, I did it," or like I'd say I did it, and then like I'd run up and down the like in our house from like one side of the second, like on the second floor, from one side of the room to the other, and say that and call that exercise.
Well, I mean, but you know what's funny is
because to please my dad,
Right.
but really I wasn't doing anything for myself. But I would tell him that I exercised, and it was really terrible on my part. And he's like, well, you don't want to be this way when you're 18 years old. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But it continued, and I stuck to my ways, and then, you know, partying in college didn't help either.
drinking and
Yeah, and then eating on top of that, and which kind of leads to how I finally was able to come to the point I am. You know, now I'm a lot older. I'm not going to give my age, but I'm not that old. But I'm older than I was when I was, you know, in my younger 20s.
I hope so.
Yeah. And finally there came a day, you know, and I think maybe coming to Hollywood might have taught me this, that, you know what, if I want to pursue entertainment, and the truth is, it might seem shallow or whatever you call it, but the truth is, you need I knew I had to get my act together. I couldn't be in this town, and it wasn't going to help me to be the way that I was. It wasn't going to be good for my health. It wasn't going to be good going down the road. So there was no reason in the world, no matter who you are, not to adopt to healthy practices.
Udi, it was such a pleasure having you on my show today. I want to thank you so much for coming out. Where can everyone see you? Where can they see your stuff? What are your social media handles?
Well, they could look me up on Facebook. I'm under Udi Sampat.
Gotcha. And what's your Twitter, Instagram?
Instagram is the karaoke legend.
Nice.
And Twitter is Udzut the Goods, I believe.
Perfect.
UDI space SAMPAT. They should be able to find me.
Perfect, Udi. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.